Hi everybody, hope you're well. We're now several weeks into our third national lockdown and we're all aware of how challenging and how trying these times really are. It's tricky for all of us in lots of different ways, and we wanted to speak to you very briefly and then share some resources with you because of course your well-being is important to us, and us all being okay is very important, both as employees of the Nen Education Trust and as human beings. So I'm joined by Amy, our Trust Wellbeing Lead. I'm going to hand over to Amy now, who's going to share a few ideas maybe and a few kind of signposts to a few areas where we might be able to get some support for our own wellbeing.
Thanks, Matt. Well, I think it's fair to say that now we're in the third lockdown. Part of us feels like, right, we know what we're doing here. And then there's another part of us that feels like, wow, this is hard this time round. And so now more than ever, we want to look after your well-being as members of staff. And so we've put together a couple of different ways of being able to access resources and tools that might be useful as and when you're ready to, because we know that well-being isn't a one-size-fits-all. There's no magic answer to how to get well-being support and help out there to people, because while we're all in the same storm, we're all in very different boats and our situations are very different. So what we've got on offer is the brand new Net Wellbeing YouTube channel, which has got videos on there dedicated to supporting staff wellbeing. There's also a section on there for parents' wellbeing as well. Because we know as staff, maybe one of the roles that you're juggling at the moment is being a parent too. And so it could be that you want to access something for your role as a member of staff, but also equally, you may want to access something as a parent, something that acknowledges the additional challenges of being a parent who is working at the moment. And so some of the topics that we're covering there is looking at boundaries. How can we put boundaries in place? How can we find balance, whatever that might look like? And just how can we look after ourselves? What do we need, almost like as a well-being first aid kit? So there's lots of things there to access, to give you little bite-sized bits of information and advice as and when you feel ready to access it. Because we know at the moment the demands and the pressures are such that at some points we're just not able to even log on and look at that YouTube video, even if it's full of really great advice. We know that the challenges are that we can just feel like we're just getting by with doing what we need to do. So in addition to this, we want to offer things like a drop-in session where you can come along. There's no agenda. It's just to connect with other people that are in a similar situation to you, and just connect on that human level. As Matt talked about, as human beings, we're craving the connections that we usually have in our schools that just aren't there at the moment. So we're here to support you in whatever way you need it, and we want it to be like a two-way conversation really, in terms of providing what's going to help you most.